screamed the front page of the Neue Hamburger Zeitung. Traitors face the firing squad, it proclaimed farther down. The newspaper was 4 days old. Since then, the Blumenthals had observed the long lines waiting outside the post office. People were withdrawing their life savings, rushing as though pursued through the shops, and squabbling over goods at the market stalls. There were ever more frequent brawls, and the post office had closed for lack of money. People were preparing themselves for war. Silently, Johann reached into his dark jacket and threw a new edition of the newspaper on the table. To the German people, it proclaimed, the sword must now decide. In the midst of peace, the enemy has now descended upon us, so let us arise. Let us take up arms. Any hesitation, any hint of weakness is a betrayal of the fatherland. Let us go forth with God, who will be with us, as he was with our fathers. Berlin, 6th of August, 1914. Wilhelm. As Lotte skimmed the words, she sighed in dismay. Johann placed his arm around her. All the protests and demonstrations for peace have come to nothing, he said, as though to himself. Our Kaiser has allowed us to slip into war. Has the world gone mad? Lotte exclaimed. Yesterday, outside the Union headquarters, on the Bessenbinderhof, I saw a crowd of men furiously debating the latest developments. Herr Volcom was there too. Do you remember him? Our old neighbor, the police officer. Right, Lotte said. He told me about a recent scuffle on Jungfernstieg between a gang of flag wavers who were beating up a Serb and a group of protesters cursing them as warmongers. Her delicate features were clouded with worry. The atmosphere on the streets is more frightening every day. She shuddered. I was so relieved to get back home safely with Paul. Johann stroked her narrow back. Only a few months ago their life had been full of promise, aglow with new possibilities. Since the coming of the railway, the world seemed a little smaller. Johann thought of the trips to visit friends and relations in Salzburg and Munich, little Paul finally old enough to travel. But since the assassination of the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife in Sarajevo in June, an ice-cold wind had been blowing through the German Empire. Austria-Hungary had declared war on Serbia, and the Kaiser had promised his unconditional support. By now Russia, Great Britain, Serbia, and France had come together to oppose Austria-Hungary and the German Empire. Johann kissed Lotte's hair. He felt an unpleasant creeping sensation in the pit of his stomach, knowing the storm that his next words would unleash. He raised her chin, forcing her to meet his eyes. I have something important to tell you. She searched his face. What is it, Johann? I intend to volunteer for military service. At first she appeared dazed, only the rapid fluttering of her eyelashes betraying her agitation. But then her fingers dug into the sleeve of his jacket, and she shook her head violently. You can't be so stupid! With a sigh, he pulled away from her. Am I to leave our friends and neighbors to face the enemy alone? She stared at him incredulously with her big gray eyes. But, darling, we are Jews. This isn't our affair. Being Jewish has nothing to do with it. Besides, don't forget that Max and I trained for a year as reservists. He traced the lines of her face with his thumb. This is our homeland, where we're fortunate enough to lead a good life with 2 shops and a team of employees. We live in a beautiful home, and young Paul will take over the business one day. His throat tightened as he saw the fear growing in Lotte's eyes. It's time to express my gratitude. I can't just stand by as our Christian friends fight. It's my duty as a citizen to protect and defend our country. Lotte's lips quivered, but she remained silent and laid her head on his breast. Don't worry. Johann tried to sound confident, realizing that he was